What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm Dobby.
And I'm Christian.
And I guess this is As the Icebreaker.
I guess.
You can watch it if you want.
We're canceled. If you didn't know.
Yeah, we're going to be canceled.
I'm calling it now. We're canceled. Doesn't matter if you watch it or not.
But this is As the Icebreaks.
So, like I was saying in the intro, I'm calling it now. We're pre-canceled.
And like we have talked about this before, you all chose this topic. We could be talking about from Vine to TikTok. Right
Easy.
Now. Right.
Casual
conversation. But you chose it. So if we get canceled, our Dobby.
Well, I'm calling it now. We're pre-canceled, so it doesn't matter if they watch it or not.
Our blood's on your hands.
Because next week, this show will be gone.
Mm-hmm.
You did this.
And you'll be wondering what happened to me, and I will be.
Well, no one's gonna be wondering what happened to you. It's me. They're really worried about.
We'll be in Twitter jail.
Twitter jail.
Jack's
gonna do things to us.
So, Christian, what are we talking about today?
Cancel culture. The thing no one wants to really talk about, but everyone wants to talk about. Twitter's favorite sport.
Favorite pastime. America's favorite pastime.
I mean, it is. You might have thought it was baseball, football. Nope. It's canceling people, whether they deserve it or not.
And we're going to talk about whether those people deserve it or not.
Yeah, well, that a little bit later on in the show.
So I would say, Christian, explain to us what cancel culture is, the origins that you know of, and what it's like today at this point.
Okay. The thing is before the internet, I mean, cancel culture has always been a thing. I mean, it just wasn't branded. You know what I'm saying?
Right, of course.
People do something wrong, and then the community of people around them would say, "Hey, that's wrong. We really don't want to associate with you anymore." You know what I'm saying? Now it's as time went on, it was created as this thing that was for good. You know what I'm saying? It was these people were in positions in Hollywood. You know, whether they be athletes or actors or musicians, etc. And these people would come together and they would say, okay, our mission is to weed out people who don't deserve their influence and their platform because they're doing terrible things. No matter what it may be, maybe harassment to their fellow celebrity or to regular people, things they've done in their past. And that's the thing we're definitely going to touch on. And you know, the thing is at first it was, you know, the idea of that is great. Yeah, the idea of making sure people get the justice they deserve, and people are
held accountable
for their actions. And I'm not talking about no little things like, in 2009, 2018, in 2009, this dude was jaywalking, and you know what I'm saying, or this dude was...
It's more the serious issues.
Well, like, you know what I'm saying, like sexual harassment.
Things that would be normally covered up, and then when they're brought to light, you want to have them be dealt with accordingly. Like any other person would, not just because they're a celebrity.
Exactly.
They shouldn't be devoid of punishment.
Exactly, just because they're in the limelight. Exactly. So, and then now we look at it though, and I mean, it's kind of like this split thing. It's
devolved, really.
It's turned into a rodeo where nothing is. It's either it's off he say she say. Oh, this person say this, so it's got to be true. Oh, this person is this, so it's got to be true what they said. This person has this influence. And the thing is we see. It's what we see now is people getting canceled before their evidence even brought to light. People getting canceled when they didn't do anything wrong, when they're the victim.
And I feel like nowadays it's people get canceled just for having an opinion that's different from yours.
It's from others.
That's not the society norm. It's almost like, I feel like cancel culture is to the point where, I don't know if anyone's ever seen the episode of Fairly Odd Parents, and it was hilarious because I saw it come up on Twitter the other day because someone said it. In the episode, everybody was turned into like these big gray blobs because they were all at that point like legitimately conformist. Yeah. It's like society at this point, and you know, it's mainly like Twitter and things like that, but it happens all across everything. Yeah. It's like society wants you to conform to what their ideals are, and if you're not with that line of thinking, and you know what I mean, and I don't even want to say it's like that because it's very political, but it's almost like communism. Yeah. To the point where they want you to all be exactly the same. Yeah. And if you're not up to their ideals or their standards, they're gonna try to cancel you.
I will say though, the thing that's great about this whole entire topic, and like you said, it is across all platforms, but you know, it's if you sit on Twitter and a big scandal happens, you'll see, and you just sit on Twitter for an hour, 2 hours, all you see is that's all you're ingesting is just that scandal over and over again. But you walk outside for 10 minutes, you realize like, oh, that doesn't even affect me in any way. Like, no one cares. Like, no one's out here really caring about that. Like, it's
and in your regular everyday life, does it really matter? No.
At all. No, it really doesn't. It doesn't. So that's the thing is that honestly, like what I was saying is at the point it is now is you see it aside from the people getting justice brought upon them who don't deserve it or are the victim of their situation, because people are so quick to say cancel this person, cancel.
And to piggyback off that, because they're so quick, it's almost like now today, instead of innocent till proven guilty, it's guilty till proven innocent, which is a joke.
And we see that all the time. We see it constantly. And this is not me. This is not us launching this like attack or vendetta against canceling people, because certain people deserve to be canceled. The thing is though, once it's almost that word is been turned into a joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like anyone can get canceled now. Like now there's memes about it and all this different things like that. It's really just, and that's not, like I said, it's not us launching an attack. It's just there are certain people who need to get canceled.
I'll give you an example of both of the sides of the spectrum. Okay, so recent news. There's two examples that we use to illuminate. One, people that should be canceled, what cancel culture's for, and then obviously the other side of the spectrum, which is a joke. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, how the hell are you gonna even try to do this? So the most recent one in my mind that really stood out was Myers Leonard, when he used a racial slur on a Twitch live stream, and he got completely canceled. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I mean, at this rate too, he's an NBA player, and they didn't cancel him to the full effect maybe that people wanted to. But at the end of the day, I would say it's probably likely he never plays another NBA game in his career again. Maybe it happened, but I feel like it's very very unlikely.
They traded him, but I don't think he's gonna get any PT over there.
That's what I'm saying. So he said a racial slur on a live stream in front of mass media. Yeah. Deserves to be canceled 100%. Now the opposite side of that spectrum, like I said, that's what cancel culture is made for. Yes. The other side is this new generation Z trying to cancel Eminem because they found past lyrics of his or some stupid stuff like that.
And the thing is when, and speaking on both those things specifically, if you watch the Myers Leonard thing, he sat there, regardless of whether he knew what the word meant or not, he sat there and thought about what he was gonna say. That's the thing is that it took a pause, and you knew it, regardless of whether you know the word don't sound good.
And he had ill intentions with saying it.
Exactly, he was trying to harass someone. So the thing is that yes, it might not have worked to full effect, but like you said, there's a possibility he's ruined his entire career. I mean, you're 30 years old, dude. Like, you don't know what you're saying. Yeah. Like, and as like you said, on the other side of that spectrum is who did you just say?
Eminem.
Yeah, the Eminem thing. Eminem thrived off pissing people off. Always has. He still does. So, what do you think you're going to accomplish by making a TikTok that says we have to cancel Eminem? Do you think you're going to cancel Eminem? Right. Do you think Eminem's going to just...
At this point, he's uncancelable in the first place. Unless he did something really vulgar. But secondly...
I don't even think then.
To try to bring up the case that, like, his past lyrics and, oh my God, his songs are so vulgar and terrible. Like, you didn't live in that time frame. You didn't live in that era. Stop trying to justify...
But the thing is, he didn't even... It doesn't even... You don't have to live in that time frame. You have to understand that Eminem is just like that. That's just what his entire shtick was, pissing people off, saying things that were vulgar and vile to people. You know what I'm saying? Because no one else was doing that. He took what was real popular at the time, was like gangster rap, and brought in like his own like psychotic twist to it. And then people were like, "Whoa, this is crazy. We've never heard anything like it." You know what I'm saying? Because all the dudes coming out of Detroit at that time were like all gangster rappers and stuff like that. So, but for you to come back and try to bring lyrics from his songs in 99, 2003 and be like, we should cancel them in 2021. Yeah. And your way of doing that is through a TikTok?
It's a joke.
Losers.
And again, it's a joke.
Exactly what it is. And that's the thing is that it's a power trip. That's what happens with, because canceling isn't, you don't have to be a certain age or a certain gender or a certain anything. You don't have to be a certain anything to cancel someone. You just have to feel like they've done an offense. They have something that they've done.
Something that offends you personally.
Exactly.
And like I said, that's when it comes into play where it's like, if you just have a difference in opinion with somebody, bro, I feel like they just always try to cancel you. And then, sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead and finish your thought.
I was saying this though. And speaking on that, difference of opinion is a lot different from, you can have a difference of opinion on something innocent or something, it might be serious, but that doesn't affect others. But like, there's certain things where a difference of opinion is not okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's the thing too, is that's where kids, like, people that come in and they're like, oh, well, I think that I'm going to have this racist thought. And someone's like, well, that's kind of racist. They're like, it's just difference of opinion.
Yeah, and like, the same thing like with LGBTQ, you know what I mean? At this point, there's a society, like a standard and a norm at this point. If you are openly, you know what I mean, against that, what's the word,
and homophobic?
If you were if you're openly homophobic or transphobic, et cetera, why? And you know what I mean? But it's to the point where you want to use that term. It's just a difference in opinion, but it's just more like you're being openly transphobic and homophobic to an extent that it's like
hurting other people. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, you're infringing upon their God-given rights and stuff like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
that 100%. Like, that's canceled
and unacceptable. Here's the thing: is that regardless of how you feel about things, if you know that your thoughts and your words, especially if you're gonna frame them in a negative manner, if you know those thoughts and words it have the potential to hurt someone else or mess someone else's day up, why would you go out and then expect not to get backlash?
Yeah.
Especially if you're having hateful, the thing is a hateful opinion is not an opinion, it's just hate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be racist or homophobic, transphobic, or any type of discrimination. You can't be discriminatory towards other people and then say, oh, well, that's just my opinion. And then when people are like, this dude should get canceled. And that's the thing is like, but then you have dudes like, and then I know we might get a little rambling here, but this is just genuine conversation. Right. There's nothing planned for this. We just went at it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing goes for like, how can I frame this the right way? It's almost like there's certain things we get on the roll, right? Like, so we saw a lot last year during the whole COVID thing. We saw a lot of marching for justice, marching for justice against the killings of young black dudes who were being murdered by police. We saw a lot of that. Was the whole the Black Lives Matter movement, police brutality, things like that. Right. And then we see all these great things on Twitter and Instagram, protests and what's like the GoFundMe's? What are they called? Like Kickstarter campaigns and petitions and things like that. And we saw real change happening. And then you have someone like Sky Jackson come out.
Oh, and I wanted to bring her up too.
And dox someone for saying, and I'm not saying anyone should say that word. If you're, I'm not saying anyone should just be allowed to say that's not my stance here.
No. Here's the thing as far as Sky Jackson is concerned. The thing for me is it ever acceptable, as a non-African American to say the N-word? No. Yeah. It should never be used in any context by anyone whatsoever. Yeah. But the thing with Sky Jackson that really pisses me off is she was out here, literally canceling and ruining career of 12-year-olds who. Are we really going to say that 12-year-old kids aren't allowed to make mistakes and learn? You know what I mean? That their minds are fully developed? No, and that's not a justification for them saying it, because it's wrong one way or the other. They should not be saying that. And that's a parenting thing too.
Of course.
That could go into a whole different thing about how kids are raised these days, which is just
of course.
Some people need to be taught better lessons. But again, this just brings us back to the point of. And doxing somebody, you know what I mean? For those who don't know, is basically giving out the whole slate of their information. And how is that not illegal?
And not just their information, their parents' information as well. Right. A lot of these people get their parents roped in. Their parents have been fired. They get target death threats, things like that. Is that all worth it because she said she said however that kid was said the N-word in a meme? You know what I'm saying?
And in addition to that, it's like she's going out there and trying to find these kids and dox them. Like, at this point, you're a grown adult. You're a woman, bro, and you're trying to ruin the lives of 12-year-old kids. And
I understand. You know what I'm saying? It was, and there's a lot of people like her out there that do that. What the thing is we can't get on this roll of doing good, productive, progressive things, and then all of a sudden be like, well, time to ruin this 15-year-old kid's life because
hate breeds hate. Hate breeds hate.
Always.
One way or another. And that's just another example of it. And you're not accomplishing anything. And what are you doing? Giving yourself a pat on the back because you're ruining
so the thing is
colleges aren't even accepting these kids anymore. And
there are some kids who do not deserve to get accepted. Let me say that very quick. The ones who are being
very subjective.
Very, very
Every
racist.
Different thing is very subjective.
But you're going to ruin this kid's life because she said guacamole. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean... The thing is like I said, do I think that's okay that they said that?
It's not.
That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that if they were 18, 17, that's one thing. The kid was like, how old was he? Like 13?
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're not giving a chance for them to grow, develop, and learn from their mistakes. Like, you're basically saying we can't make mistakes as human, and if we do make mistakes, we can't learn from them.
Well,
and that'll segue into other things because there's a couple topics that what I mean.
Yeah.
We have a new segment for you guys, but just to finish up this little conversation here, it's just terrible. It shouldn't be happening to kids like this.
Yeah. I completely agree.
I don't like it.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of like like I said, like I was saying earlier, cancel culture, especially on Twitter, has turned into a sort of a power trip for people. They get this idea in their head that like, oh, someone says something I don't like, I cancel them, and then I get all these people on Twitter to like my tweet. And I want to get 30, 40,000, 50,000 likes. In actuality, that's not that many. It might be a lot for Twitter, but like there's 7 billion people in the world. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you get 50,000 likes on a tweet that says we should cancel this person.
It's still 50,000 at the end.
But the thing is, what makes that person getting canceled feel like, oh, I really did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's these people are like I said, you don't have to be a certain anything to cancel. You don't even have to have influence. You can be a random nobody walking down the street and say, I don't like that person. I don't like the way they look. I don't like what they just said. I disagree with that, and I'm gonna cancel them. Now, like I said, and I want to make this very clear, yes, cancel culture is an important thing for people that need to be canceled. It's vital. There are some people, especially people of influence, that do terrible things to other people, and they deserve to have their careers ended because of that, like destroyed.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're bringing this cancel culture into people, and now we're using it in a way that we aren't even waiting to hear these people's side of the stories. It's just we're almost playing favoritism.
It's not even constructive.
With people's lives.
It's a joke.
That's just silly, bro. We playing little silly games, bro. And then the thing is that, that's really all I mean, it's just games. I mean, it's just foolish, bro.
It is. It's tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery.
All right, so we have a new segment coming to you that will be used further on every single one of our shows called Fast Five. So let's get right into it. Christian, you want to explain what Fast Five is, basically?
Fast Five is going to be, I'm assuming we're doing this in others. Yeah, so basically, we want to spice the show up a little bit. So we take the topic we're talking about, and we just run through like
five subtopics, essentially.
Yes, 5 subtopics, or 5 people or things or places or events that have to do with the topic we're talking about that day. We get
30 seconds.
30 seconds for 5
for each of the topics.
And we get to explain why, and then you at the end can decide I guess who had the better Fast Five.
Exactly.
Or who had the more accurate Fast Five.
And we'd love to hear your 5 opinions too. And what
of course, yeah. Throw your Fast Five down in the comments.
All right. So, Christian, do you want to start, or do you want me to start with your Fast Five?
It don't matter to me, buddy.
All right,
go ahead.
ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, leading us off, the Amber Heard cancellation. So, for you who are not aware of what the situation was, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, 2 very famous actors who were married with each other. Basically, they were in an abusive relationship.
Yep.
Johnny Depp was painted as, the abuser in the situation. He lost all his major roles. And he was really painted out to be the bad guy when, after all the court cases and stuff like that, the documentation, the courts even sided with her. But it was very clear and evident that Amber Heard was pretty much the main abuser. She cut parts of his finger off and stuff like that. Just really terrible things. Anyways, though, Amber Heard was canceled this year. She lost her roles finally after big Twitter push to get her canceled. And she lost her roles in Aquaman and so forth. So, Christian, you have 30 seconds starting now. Give us your take and your opinion on this cancellation.
I'm not going to sit here and act like I was super educated on the case. And I try not to play favoritism in these things, but, Johnny Depp's that man. That dude, he is him. But I completely feel like that cancellation was valid if she's an abuser.
If she is.
If she is through and through an abuser, that is one of the worst things you can be. And I know people celebrating when she lost her role in Aquaman. So, yes, I feel like that cancellation was completely valid.
All right, you ready for number 2?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, number 2, the Kevin Hart cancellation. If you're not aware, this happened about 2 years ago. So, essentially, the LGBTQ community dug up and found tweets and clips from his comedy shows in the past where they basically assumed that he was being homophobic, transphobic, etc. And it got to the point, again, about 10 years later, Kevin Hart's about to host, I think it was the Emmys. It was a lifelong dream of Kevin Hart's, but the pressure from the LGBT community was so strong at that point that Kevin Hart had to step down due to criticism and facing all that stuff, and he was essentially canceled from the Emmys. Your thoughts on that? 30 seconds starts now.
So, here's the thing is if you're being hateful, you definitely deserve to have things stripped away from you. It's consequences. But I don't know what the tweet said specifically in question. But if you're being hateful towards any type of group of people, especially a minoritized, whatever that word would be, minority group, then yes, you deserve to be canceled. But the thing is, at the end of the day, Kevin Hart's a comedian.
Yep.
He's a comedian, and if it wasn't a hateful joke, then we just have to reel it back in a little bit.
So, was this cancellation valid or not?
It's like a here. I have to see the tweets. Me personally, I can't remember what the tweet said. I have to see the tweets. If they weren't hateful, then no, it was not a valid cancellation.
All right. Next one, Chris D'Elia. For those who don't know, Chris D'Elia is a disgusting human being.
Yeah,
I don't even want to talk about the things he did as far as children and women are concerned.
Sorry.
He's a very horrible person. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Sorry, demonetization be damned, baby. That guy's a piece of shit. Cancel him. And I used to like him a lot. That's the messed up part. Is that dude was super funny, bro, but... and the craziest part about it, his last comedy show, he talked about getting canceled because of having sex with a woman. He was like, he was making this whole joke about this whole spiel. Anywho, off topic, yes, deserves completely to be canceled.
All right.
He's a weirdo, bruh, so weird.
Number 4 on my list, Colin Kaepernick. If you don't know, what are you doing? Because you should know about this one completely. He was absolutely blackballed and pretty much tossed aside from the NFL. He's still doing well today with his activism and stuff like that. But because he took a stand, he was canceled. Your thoughts on that start now.
If anybody cancels Colin Kaepernick, you're just racist. That's how I feel about it.
It happened. It happened.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, because the thing is we see people, especially with sports players, go dribble that ball or pass that ball, but until they talk about something they care about, when it affects them, then they care. Colin Kaepernick, the thing is I've heard certain things about him that he shouldn't have done, whatever, but overall, his activism has ushered in a call for justice throughout the NFL. So no, I feel like his cancellation is not valid.
Agreed. All right, the last one. This one's kind of a funny one because he didn't end up actually getting canceled for this, but Drake blackface.
Oh,
a while back
man.
predicted blackface. Your 30 seconds starts now. Give me your take.
I still don't know the context of that story. I don't know why he did that. I think it was for like a play or something.
It was from like Degrassi era. Drake.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't ever do blackface, especially with the red cheeks.
But go ahead and finish your time.
It doesn't matter what context it's in. It's always racist.
Of course.
It's like the most racist thing you could do.
Mm-hmm.
So no, but the thing is why do blackface if you're black?
That was the thing. That's why he didn't get canceled because he was black.
So I mean, no, I don't think he got. I wouldn't call that a cancellation,
right.
but no, I mean, the backlash was really coming more off from that whole thing was just coming off Pusha T just mopping him in a rap battle.
All right, so give me your 5, Christian, for me.
So okay, so here these are my top 5.
And also go back and give me the timer too.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
Okay, so my first one.
Okay.
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. All right, let me know when 30 seconds starts. Give them the background.
So basically, Pepe Le Pew was recently canceled. Space Jam 2's coming out. He was recently canceled because they said he's a proponent of rape culture.
Right.
Which, I mean, I could definitely see where they're coming from with that. He's very pushy on women, but I don't know if the creators of Looney Tunes were trying to draw him as some type of
Start my 30 seconds.
weird.
Give him the backstory.
I'll go.
Slave you take till after.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Pepe Le Pew deserves to be canceled. I know you don't agree with that, but at the end of the day, he is a symbol of rape culture. Again, this is a cartoon that was made back in the day, so you're talking about a different era, different times, etc. But in today's, we can't push that on children. We can't have them see that, visualize that, because it is such a different time now.
Yeah, it's fair.
To the point where, you know what I mean? Young kids' minds, when they're developing, if they see something like that, no, are they going to go out in the streets and immediately start doing that? But no, but when it's embedded in their minds like that at a young age, that tends to happen.
Okay.
It's just what it is.
That's fair.
All right, next one.
That's definitely fair.
Right.
Okay, so next one I have. Oh, I cannot believe you didn't mention her, Ellen.
Ellen DeGeneres, give me the backstory about that one.
So basically, it came out during the whole quarantine thing, like when COVID was just ramping up. She was accused of having terrible workplace treatment for her people. She was a huge prima donna, treated people like they were less, told her, like, get my food, get my drink, or I'm going to have a fit. I'm not doing the show today.
We have people in the background claiming it's me. I am Ellen.
Hey, look, if someone gets canceled, they cancel Dobby because his workplace treatment is terrible.
Go ahead, my 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
I agree 100%. Cancel Ellen. I hate her. Piece of shit. End of story. Let's go to the next one. Don't like Ellen. Sorry. Don't like her.
Why?
I don't like her. You mean like that didn't surprise me when they came out and they said that stuff. She just rubs me as that kind of a person. I don't like her show. I don't think she's funny.
So you think everything she does is for clout, essentially?
For clout, and she's just not funny to me.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. Maybe it's biased, but whatever. I don't like Ellen. Cancellation, well deserved.
Okay. This one.
Canceled.
Okay, so number 3. I Believe I Can Fly. R. Kelly.
Oh yeah, what? Let's get into it.
This one should be. I don't even have to do the backstory. Get your 30 seconds.
Backstory. Come on now, R. Kelly. I mean, it's been well documented for the past 15 years what this guy's been doing at this point, and it seems like every time he makes the headlines, it's for a different egregious and disgusting thing that he does. Yes, 100%. R. Kelly deserves to be canceled. Pull his records off the shelves. Pull them off.
Oh man,
pull them off.
I mean, I can't.
If we're gonna cancel R. Kelly, let's cancel R. Kelly.
Hey, I mean,
pull them off.
I mean, that's what happens when you pee on underage girls, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's come on. Let's get into it. I'm ready. I'm
Doja Cat.
Oh man.
Doja Cat.
I will get canceled for this one.
No.
Okay, what are you speaking on with Doja Cat specifically?
Okay, so she's okay. The website I was reading these off of said she had some problem with Nicki Minaj stands or whatever, and that's not cancelable. That's just whatever.
Right.
It was came out then in one of those
she
forum chats.
Racist,
well, in the forum chat, I mean, I think she's half black.
I don't know what her nationality is.
I think she's half black, but yeah, but the thing is that she was in like old like Skype calls or whatever
Right.
they like a group chat for on websites,
Okay.
and she was just saying like a bunch of racist stuff like. And she was saying like the N-word a bunch, and she was like, I think she was calling like white dudes her master and stuff like that.
Yeah, started up. So
And it just was kind of forgotten about.
Yeah, it's swept under the rug, probably because of the fact that she was so popular at this point and whatnot. That's cancelable in my opinion. You know what I mean? You can't be racist in any capacity. Any type sort of racism whatsoever, intentional or not, it's racism at the end of the day, deserves to be canceled. But I'm not gonna lie, what I thought you were talking about when you first mentioned Doja Cat that might get me canceled is when she talked about, hey, if you get me to #1 on the charts, what am I gonna do?
My boobs were hard.
Yeah, and guess what? She lied to all her fans.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That just got her canceled.
I'm not gonna lie, I might not for that purpose, but I played "Say So" at least 10,000 times. I loved that song.
Man,
it was a great song.
Wow.
Deserved to be #1 regardless of that.
Wow.
Why did you say so?
You are a sick man, Dobby.
It wasn't even about that, bro.
Yeah, bullshit.
It wasn't even about that. I like that song a lot.
Sick.
I could sing that whole song.
I could never.
I won't do it now, but I could sing that whole song. I might come out with a music video of a remix of it. All right, last one. Come on, man. Give it to me.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wrote this one down and I forgot the reasoning behind it, but it was Demi Lovato.
That one, I can't even give a proper take on. Did you start the timer? Because
No.
I don't even, it's the same thing with me, like, I don't even know what they meant by Demi Lovato. And I know what site you were talking about, because when I was researching, different people that got canceled and stuff too, I really based it on most of my memory and stuff like that, because, you know what I mean? Let's be real about it. Demi Lovato didn't get canceled. She didn't do anything to get canceled.
That's what we talk about is no one's really gotten canceled. And the thing is, like, there's stuff like Chris D'Elia got obliterated. Myers Leonard's probably not going to get PT again. But, like, there's certain people who did, like, egregious shit and did not get canceled. Like, they got talked about for, like, a week. And then that was it. And their careers have moved on fine.
But that, guys, was the Fast Five. Obviously, we could bring it up a little bit choppier next week. But definitely going to be a segment throughout our show. Let's not even hone in on that Demi Lovato thing. I really can't speak.
Definitely going to improve upon it, though.
Definitely next week. Leave your suggestions for other things that we could do on the show and things like that.
Yeah. Make
sure, by the way, guys, you subscribe to our Patreon page. Like, comment, subscribe on the videos. That's going to be it for us today here on the show.
And then also, one more thing.
Make sure you mention it.
No, I was going to say what we always say. If you wanna be on the show, or you want to, whatever it may be.
Anything.
Please, because we need some different insight within this show. Because I'm getting real tired of hearing Dobby talk all day. It's getting old.
So, guys, I'm Dobby.
And I'm Christian.
And this was As the Ice Breaks.